Bad time?
Well, I'm just getting back on the road. I stopped at a rest stop.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot, you probably can't even hear me right now.
No, I can hear you. I can hear you. So, you got a minute? I mean, what's going on with Millie Weaver?
Um, well, she's in jail. Her husband, and her brother
Uh
on
huh.
some bullshit sealed indictment.
Uh huh.
Tori's going to explain it better, right? Tori will explain it. I think tonight about 7. Tori will give everybody an update. But yeah, it's complete bullshit. Oh my god,
But
as you could imagine.
well, I mean, somebody just told me that her mother. I'm trying to find this. Someone on Twitter said that Millie's mother posted a thing that said the arrest is over some domestic dispute and has nothing to do with that movie. Is that not correct?
Of course, it's not.
I mean, I
Listen,
don't know. I
they
haven't.
came in as they're uploading it. It's absolutely the biggest setup you could
But
imagine.
what do you think is in there?
Tori has all the information. I know what's going on, and it's complete bullshit,
Uh huh.
right?
Uh huh.
So just wait. And that thing about her mom, I wouldn't spread that because wait till you hear what's going on. It's fucked up, dude. It's fucked up beyond your imagination.
Well, what is it?
Tori will explain it tonight at 7:00.
Okay.
Right? She's the one that has all the facts and info on it.
Uh huh.
And I'll probably screw it up repeating it because I just caught it quickly from her when I was talking to her. But yeah, no, it's bullshit, dude. Absolutely. It's the biggest fucking setup you can even imagine.
What did you say to her in that video, or what was revealed in that video that you haven't previously revealed?
Nothing.
So then why would they arrest her? How come they didn't arrest me when I put all that stuff out?
Probably because you didn't meet the criteria, right?
What criteria?
Look at the IIA guidelines, right? They look in IIA, the amount of people that you reach is actually determined what level of, do I need can I just work with them? Do I need a memorandum at this point because this person has this many people? They can keep it controlled, right? You are not, Fox News, right? So you do not have the ability to. They can control the news right now, and I would also argue there's a lot of people that have been hiding this and keeping this covered up, which I've been bitching at, but yet it won't get past anything, right? It is now though. But there's think about it. They do this to Millie and Gavin, and people like Bongino. What are they going to do? They're going to shut up even more. So
Bongino
it's
does
also
nothing anyway.
a warning.
Bongino does nothing. Bongino.
Hero, Carter, all of them, right? It's a warning. Fuck with us, and we're going to. Oops, pardon my French.
I mean, isn't it
Mess
true?
with us,
Wait a second,
and we're
Pat.
going
Pat.
to
Pat. Isn't it true that Fox
put
News?
you in jail.
They're not revealing anything anyway. It's controlled by Rupert Murdoch. They're putting out stories that benefit Epstein, Maxwell. The guy runs the Wall Street Journal. He runs Fox News. He runs the
Yeah.
New York Post. It's all fake nonsense, controlled narrative that they're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like Jeanine Pirro or Tucker Carlson. I mean, maybe Tucker Carlson is pushing the edge more than anybody, but when he got too close to what was going on in Vegas, they told him to stop, and he stopped.
Yeah, yeah, and they will. And, this is just a good reminder to anyone. Think about it. There's a lot of other people. Pozo from OAN, he's IIA. All of these people.
Yeah, I have no doubt. But I mean, so why did
They
you
got to
go and
make
talk
sure
to
to
George
keep
Webb?
them in line.
Why did you talk to George Webb?
What's that?
Why would you talk to George Webb back in the day when you and I were in communication? When you went and dealt with George Webb, I became very leery because, I mean, George is definitely part of something.
I just appreciate the fact that you and Mark Housatonic,
I don't know, Mark.
he was actually the first person. Yeah, Mark is the guy you saw me on Mark's show.
I think I saw you on Twitter. I don't know who Mark is.
Well, yeah, but so that's Housatonic, right? He got me started there, and then he got me started on Patreon, and he split the Patreon thing that
I
he
got
did
you
with me.
started on Patreon, I thought.
And well, he you may have, right, but it's like he did a show maybe even right after that, right,
Yeah.
where he split the money with me. So you and Mark and George have all been able to give me a voice and a platform. And from I think George, my interview with George, and I don't keep track of all of these things that go on, right? I understand that you guys have issues,
That's not
but
that
I
we.
don't,
I want to. I want to make
it's
this very clear. Let me stop you.
mm-hmm,
This has nothing to do
sure.
with us guys having issues. I don't have issues. This is not a fight between colleagues. This is George is a liar, and George
Mm-hmm,
manipulates people. And as soon as George started, the way I remember it, Patrick, I just saw tweets you were putting out, and I started interviewing you,
mm-hmm,
and you needed money to go to Washington D.C. And I suggested, why
mm-hmm,
don't you start a Patreon page? I don't want any
mm-hmm,
money from you. I don't want to give any money to
sure.
you. We'll do shows, you'll get Patreon supporters, and then you can go to Washington, D.C. And when we started putting out significant information, then George
Mm-hmm,
swooped in. And I think he did that because he knew that I would become suspicious of you if you took money from him,
mm-hmm,
which I did. And I understand he
mm-hmm.
gave you money directly to go to Washington, D.C.
No, he told me he was gonna, and then never did.
Well, that's not surprising because
Right?
he's a liar.
So you got to understand. I have my own. I'm trying to get my story out. I don't follow all of the other things, right? And there's so many things like George. I think George put out today that I agreed with him on the blackberries. I do not. In fact, I provisioned
This is
blackberries
one of his
for
biggest
10
things is
years.
the blackberries.
I know.
He's
I
all
fucking
over.
and he
Let me ask
he's
you this.
tried to, and I've said it many times to him on his show even that the blackberries are never allowed anywhere near a classified network. I provisioned them. I was an ISO for 10 years.
Let me
I
ask you
provisioned
something.
hundreds
Let me
and
ask you,
hundreds of blackberries.
Patrick.
You can't put them on a fucking network.
Patrick,
Yeah.
have you ever heard of this thing, Phantom Secure? Do you know what that is?
No.
Phantom Secure, if you Google Phantom Secure and FBI, it was a criminal network out of Vancouver that got shut down in 2018 by the FBI. There's an FBI press release talking about how they worked with, I think, the RCMP and maybe just the FBI and the RCMP. But they shut down Phantom
Mhm.
Secure. They were modifying Blackberries specifically to send
Mhm.
encrypted communications among this criminal network. And you see, I believe George has been running interference for that, trying to convince everyone that Imran Awan was the one and only guy who was doing stuff with Blackberries. And I think the reason he would want to do that is that Imran Awan went to court for bank fraud and got a plea deal that absolved him of any criminal stuff. So from their standpoint, that was tying off a loose end there. If
Yeah.
he's protecting this criminal
When
network,
he says that the government had blackberries on a classified network, I just call bullshit on that. You can't. They only recently allowed CAC card authentication on a classified network. You know why?
why?
Because the moment you put a CAC card that has a data chip in it into a classified computer, you then have to treat it as classified. It can't leave the fucking room if it's not in a sealed, locked bag and meeting all the requirements, and you've got a courier card to take it from point A to point B, would kind of render a BlackBerry useless. Not to mention, you can't have BlackBerry devices even in a classified room because you got to leave all electronic devices outside, unless it's a laptop. And every laptop has had its by group policy has its shit disabled for any wireless communication.
Uh-huh.
You cannot put a BlackBerry, the government. Now, a private company might want to do that. Why they would do that to their employees, I don't know, because everybody hates a BlackBerry. And when the government gets a hold of a BlackBerry, it has to be provisioned. And you know what that provision does?
No.
It turns it into a fucking brick.
Well,
Right?
but so how
Nobody
did
likes
Andre
them. Nobody
Taggart,
wants
the
them.
Marine, saw these Blackberries, and we saw a guy had a Blackberry with some Senate sticker on it? That was not
Well,
real?
it wasn't. anything to do with the government. Because if it ever got near a
I think it said
government
property of
network,
U.S.
it
Senate.
could not be. Then it was meant to have, because you can't have a BlackBerry on a FOUO, Nipper net.
What is
Nipper,
it? What is it?
green, unclassified, non-secure internet protocol router, Nipper.
Mhm.
Right?
Uh-huh.
So, yes, it can go on Nipper, and you actually have to have a CAC card, a Bluetooth CAC reader, if it's going to access your Nipper email. SIPR, secure internet protocol routing, is completely different. And anything classified, if you ever put something classified on a frickin' BlackBerry and you, let's say, left it behind at the airport, you'd go to fucking jail for 10 years for that.
Well, this guy left it at the bar, and George gave it to the bartender and made this whole big deal out of.
Well, there you go.
Made this whole big deal out of
But
me having seen it. I mean, he's made more of a big deal out of these BlackBerries than I can possibly imagine. He's called on me a million times to
If he saw a
release.
BlackBerry that said Senate on it, it would have had a green sticker on it that said unclassed. And if you tried to peel the sticker off it, it would peel in 1,000 different pieces. You'll never peel that sucker off. It's actually pretty insane. If it didn't have a green unclassed sticker on it, it's never been on a DoD or a government network.
I don't remember.
And you're talking to a guy that's 10 years information assurance officer with the DoD. I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm not doubting that. I'm just saying.
I was the one that would provision your piece of shit BlackBerry, and you wouldn't use it. You would end up using your own phone like Hillary Clinton did and everybody else because they freaking hate it. But you would have to use it for one thing, and that's email, right? Because if you want to send and receive emails on the unclassified Nipper network, then you have to have a CAC card to access it anytime after 2012. Because in 2012, they did the enterprise migration worldwide for the government, with the DoD and the government. And that enterprise Nipper migration mandated that if you access Nipper from your email, unclassed email, from outside of the government network, you could know you had to use your CAC card to log in, that PKI authentication. And it went the same with BlackBerries. See, BlackBerries were the only devices at the time that not only could sync a Bluetooth CAC to it, but it was also the only thing that was authorized by the U.S. government, right? So the only thing a BlackBerry's ever going to have, and if I find a motherfucker that raises his hand and said, "Oh, I had classified information on a BlackBerry," I'd say, I'd call the cops.
I mean, this is all George talks
the
about.
State Department on it.
It's all George talks about.
And I keep telling him, George, this is fucking ridiculous.
Well, everything he says is ridiculous.
IISO? Well, no, I don't know about that, right?
Most of what he says is ridiculous, Patrick. He's designed to distract people from the truth and to entrap people in falsehoods.
But actually, when I did my interview with him, I thought it might be something you would appreciate knowing. He never said a bad word about you.
That's all he does. But wait, let me stop you right there. I don't appreciate that. That's how he fools people, Patrick.
At the time, he never said anything negative. And he was actually, hey, we have our issues, but...
no, this is all false. You don't have to tell me this. Let me stop you for 1 second, because I could sit here and blow smoke up your ass all day, and then if I go behind your back and do everything I possibly can to fuck you up, does that make me a good guy? He is involved in lawsuits against me, lies to destroy my reputation, trying to interfere with legitimate investigations. He's trying to distract people away from the truth. And part of the way he does that is by convincing you, oh, he seems like a nice guy. He said nice stuff about Jason. And every time Jason says anything about George, he says he's a liar, he's a manipulator, he's an alcoholic. And that sounds like I'm being mean, but I'm telling you the truth about him.
No, I got it. I totally get it, right? I understand.
How did Tori
Uh,
not get her YouTube channel demonetized? The super chat was going crazy. Everybody who's revealing anything remotely outside the guidelines of what YouTube wants gets demonetized instantly. Why would the deep state arrest Millie Weaver and not take down the YouTube video? They could do that in 5 seconds.
well, I have been posting the fact that I have a lawsuit which includes potential wrongdoing by Google with these same
They
people,
don't care about
and I've been
that, Patrick.
posting that on Google continuously.
But that doesn't
That
explain why
if
they
you
would
do,
not deactivate Tori's channel
it
or at
could
the
be
very least
witness
demonetize it.
tampering.
No, come on. YouTube doesn't care about
No,
that.
I have no idea. I have no idea why they haven't.
What's the status of the suit?
It
Have you
hasn't
filed it?
happened yet. Yeah, I filed in January.
And did they
It
answer
got dismissed, but without prejudice.
Okay, so you don't have a
And
suit
we're
against them.
moving. No, we do. We're moving in a Ketam lawsuit. And by the way, if it's dismissed with prejudice,
I know.
right?
I know.
Without prejudice. If it's dismissed with prejudice, it means it doesn't have any merit or
No,
value.
it means you
cannot
can't bring
take
it
before
back,
their
is
court.
what it means. It doesn't mean
You
it
can't
doesn't
bring it
have
back.
merit or value. It means you failed to state a
Exactly. If
claim
it's
and you can't bring it
dismissed,
back. But if it's been dismissed, you don't have a suit against them. And even if you did, Google's not going to care about that. They would take it down. If they're going to go to her house and arrest her for releasing the video, they would take it down. And they
but
certainly would demonetize her.
a Ketam remains active and goes into a secondary state.
Doesn't
To
matter.
where
Google
now
doesn't
I
care
work.
about that, Patrick. Google doesn't care.
Understood. Well, like I'm just talking, right? I don't know why the fuck they haven't done anything. I don't know. Maybe they will tomorrow. Maybe they will in 5 minutes from now.
But how do the
I'm just
cops
saying, the
cops
lawsuit actually is
arrest her
still
so
active because
quickly?
I have attorneys working on it
Okay.
with me right now.
That means you're working
So,
on it, but it doesn't mean it's active from Google's standpoint or that them. I mean, if no witnesses have been named, they can take down whatever YouTube channel they want. It's not witness tampering. You're developing a lawsuit against them. That's not the same as.
they can do whatever the hell they want. I don't know,
So, I
man.
mean, what I'm
I
getting at
don't
is
know.
it doesn't make logical sense that they would go to such lengths to arrest Millie Weaver on the basis of this movie, but not even take the movie down, and that she's allowed to monetize it. That makes zero sense. And that she was allowed to get what appeared to be thousands of dollars makes zero sense. And now you're saying she's have another video at 7, which will undoubtedly get tons of money. I mean, I'm just, what her mother posted is not true. Her mother is saying it was domestic something.
Well, then you'd probably, have you heard that from her mother?
I don't know her mother.
Then you might want to wait to Tori's show to know, right?
I'm just trying to get the answer, and nothing about what's happening with Tori makes any sense. Like the fact that her YouTube channel is still there.
That's because you're not getting the real information.
What are you talking about? What am I not getting the real information? The real information is you're saying, hang on, stop. You're saying this thing is so explosive that they would arrest Millie rather than release it, but they didn't do anything. They could have stopped it while it was premiering on YouTube. They could have demonetized the channel.
They were scheduled to release it on Monday. He wasn't even scheduled.
Patrick, none of that matters. Let me finish what I'm saying. Stop. You're saying I don't have the real information. The real information is Millie was arrested, the video played, and Tori got paid. And what I'm saying is those two things do not make sense if Millie was arrested by IIA deep state operatives who didn't want her releasing this information. If that were true, that she were arrested by this incredibly sophisticated, artificial intelligence-driven, omnipotent network, it would have also shut down that video. It would have likely demonetized the channel. It would have likely taken down the whole entire channel. Now you're telling me I have to wait until 7 o'clock to go onto another video that's obviously going to be widely publicized and very probably receive a lot more super chat. This whole thing reeks, Patrick. What's going on?
Tori is doing a live thing tonight. She's been dealing with the police. I'm on the road right now. I'm actually stopped at a rest stop. Tori's been dealing with the police and working with law enforcement. You can believe whatever the hell you want, right? Within 30 seconds, as I'm on the phone of that video uploading, one cop car showed up with one warrant. And then and I heard him say it because I'm on the phone listening to him. Believe whatever the hell you want. And then all of a sudden, they grabbed 3 of them. And it's for complete bullshit. that you're going to see is complete bullshit.
Well, what's the charge?
They've been sitting on apparently a sealed indictment, right?
No, what they said was in that
sealed
county.
indictment.
What they said is in that county, all indictments
Okay.
are sealed until the person is arraigned. So that's Monday.
So they've been sitting on an indictment sealed since April, and just happened.
There were no grand juries in
roll
April.
up into their, and just so happened
that county
they
stopped
roll
grand juries in March because of coronavirus.
Okay, then you're going to have to fucking ask Tori because she's been dealing with them, right? Do you want me to repeat what I got or no? Right?
No,
So
because I
that's it.
don't think it's correct.
So,
I'm
and
saying
if that's true, well, then, what can I tell you? I don't have factual evidence. I'm not in the fucking law enforcement. I'm just repeating what somebody who's been dealing with law enforcement.
how do we know she can
has
be
told me,
trusted?
and
How do you know Tori?
Well, how do you know anybody can?
I'm just saying, how do you
But
know
I'm
her?
pretty
How do you
sure-
know her? How long have you known Tori?
I don't know Tori. All I know is that
Why
the
would you
cops
trust her?
rolled in. The cops rolled in as they're freaking uploading that. Now, did they say? I have no idea. I'm pretty sure they didn't. All I give a shit right about now is that a fucking mother was pulled away from her fucking kids, right? And I don't give a shit about the other stuff. You can figure that out once she gets out of fucking jail and back with her kids, right? That's what's pissing me off about this. Everybody's forgotten the fact, even fucking Alex Jones.
Well, if she's actually done a crime, then, I mean, yeah, I feel terrible for her kids, but you got to not do crimes if you don't want the police coming over.
You sit here and put threads all day together about shit, and someone rolls in on someone as they are releasing an extremely damning video.
What did I do?
You put stuff together all the time.
About
Everybody does. Everybody does.
What are you talking about? Wait a minute.
Listen,
what are you accusing me of putting together?
I got to get back on.
Patrick, just explain what you're telling me. You said I put stuff together all day. What am I putting together all day?
You're sitting here putting shit together right now.
What am I putting together?
Saying that nothing
I'm trying to find evidence. I'm trying to find evidence, Patrick.
And you're going to get it from me? I don't know shit. I'm on the road, right? So you're trying to put shit together right now from me, and I don't fucking know. All I know is that a mother was snatched from her fucking daughter, and that all anybody gives a shit is about covering their own ass.
I'm not covering my own ass. This has nothing to do with me. I'm just trying to figure out what the facts are.
I'm not talking about you. Everybody out there is. And all I want to hear is how we can get her the fuck out of there, and then try to figure out why the fuck, as they're uploading a highly sensitive video, that they get snatched.
But didn't you tell me?
Normally, people online are like, wow, that's a bad thing. That looks bad. We should look at this.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm looking at the facts of it.
Factual information, I can't give it to you.
Wait a minute.
So why are you even asking me?
Because you gave me factual. Patrick, slow down. Didn't you tell me?
What factual information did I give you?
Didn't you just tell me at the beginning of this phone call that there's nothing in this video that you didn't already tell me a year ago when you and I did 4 interviews? And
but I'm not the only one in the video.
So what's in the video that's explosive? What's in there that would get her arrested?
I don't know what the fuck's in the video, right?
So how do you know that what her mother said isn't true, that there's some other crime that she's been arrested for? I mean, that's possible. I don't know. I'm trying to find out.
I know only because Tori told me.
Why are you getting upset?
Now, am I taking that to the bank? No.
Okay.
I'm not taking that to the bank.
So explain if you could. Just calm down. Calm down. There's no need to get upset, man.
That Tori told me, and I have no idea what. I don't.
Calm down. How do you know Tori?
Is she lying? How the fuck would I know if she's lying?
So just let me know. How do you know Tori? When did you meet her?
I met her on July 4th I did my video and she did hers a day or so later. We hung out and watched fireworks, extent of it. Now, did she
So you've known her for 5 weeks or something?
Classified information? I don't know.
So you've known Tori for 5 weeks?
I don't even know her for 5 weeks. I know
met her for
one
day.
Tori.
Okay. So the premise that she's lying is possible. And what I'm saying is it doesn't make sense to me.
The premise anybody's lying is possible.
Okay, so calm down, man. Why are you getting so excited?
Why would I even have to say that?
I'm just saying.
Why would I even have
Patrick,
to say that?
calm down.
I'm repeating third-party information.
Slow down.
Take it for what it is.
All I'm saying is.
But I'm getting sick and tired of fucking people saying that this is a setup when they don't know.
I didn't say it's a setup. I haven't said that. Dude, calm down.
You just said 5 minutes ago that it looks pretty smelly. You know,
I'm saying the fact that somebody that you don't know. Hang on, stop talking and listen for a second. The fact that you just said that somebody that you don't know, that you actually have no reason to trust, has a YouTube channel that remains monetized when virtually no one doing this type of reporting has that. The fact that she's put out a video that people on Twitter are alleging got Millie Weaver arrested, and it remains on Twitter more than 24 hours later, where it earned several $1,000s from Super Chat, is strange to me. That does not add up based on what I know about how YouTube works.
Well, what the fuck can I tell you about it?
You're telling me
All
stuff.
I know
You don't
is that
know
I'm
her.
heading up to Ohio. I'm going to try to get Millie out of trouble. I don't know who the fuck Tori is. I never said I did. Right?
Well, you met her at fireworks.
She has a role in this somehow. I met her on the 4th of July watching fireworks.
There's no need to get upset. Just calm down. We're just having a conversation.
And I've done a couple things. I mean, I'm trying to freaking help this person, and I'm getting tired. Not just you, other people online.
But, I mean, just chill out, man. We're just talking.
You know, they're trying to fucking do this. And I don't know. I don't know what the facts are. The only fact I know is that as they were uploading this, literally, when he hit send, one car came out there that looked like it was in a really big fucking hurry. They had one warrant but needed 3.
Were you there?
They had one car but needed 3. What?
How do you know that? Were you there?
Well, I was on the phone listening to them. Right? So I have that information. So I know that they got snatched as I'm talking to Gavin. And oh, by the way, I said as I'm talking to Gavin, you know what I'm having a conversation with him about?
What?
He's telling me that someone's going to ask President Trump during a press conference that they've already gotten lined up on Monday about ShadowGate.
Gavin.
And I said to him, that ain't never going to happen. That ain't never going to happen.
Who's Gavin?
They aren't going to let someone ask. Gavin's her husband, the guy that got freaking arrested with her.
Got it.
And I'm on the phone with him saying that ain't going to happen. They ain't going to never let him do that. There will be another Beirut bomb. There will be something that will distract Trump or that will shut you up or stop this. And and he's like, no. And I said, well, I'll bet you, I said, I'm betting against myself, but I'll bet you $10. There ain't no way that a journalist is going to be allowed to ask Trump this question. And he said, yeah. I said, I bet you $10 they won't. And as I said that, the cops rolled up in there as he's uploading. Mm-hmm. So do I know anything more than that? No. But that fucking smells, dude, really bad. And these are big, bad people. And I'm pretty sure they're trying to send a lesson. They're trying to send some sort of a message. That would be my best guess. Mm-hmm. But no, I am pissed about this. This isn't right. And the timing on it stinks. And everybody online who's normally looks at things that stink and tries to dig into the things that stink further are trying to defend other people, defend her getting busted.
I'm just trying to find out what the facts are, and I see a lot of people jumping to conclusions. I'm just trying to find out what the facts of this situation are.
This smells all the shit.
Right.
I do know Millie and Gavin. They're the only people that have had the balls to fucking step up that have like a major platform.
I mean, didn't I do that over a year ago?
Yes, you did, but you don't.
So how are they the only people?
Platform.
All right, but what does it matter? I'm trying to do all I can do. You said they're the only
platform.
People. Okay.
I said the only people with the platform.
Right.
With the platform, with like millions of people on their platform.
Mm-hmm.
God bless you and everybody else who's at least, from you, I ended up meeting my Patreon supporters, and my Patreon supporters ended up helping me get to where I am today, helped me end up through meeting Millie and them.
Well, you're welcome.
It's all been something great, right? I'm not the one. I love it.
Why did you cancel our last interview?
I didn't cancel your last interview. When was our
at
last
6
interview?
p.m.
Things have been going a little bit crazy.
The day before you went to talk to George, I said to you, I'd like to speak to you before you speak to him.
When was this? Like, when was this? Like
A year
a week
ago
ago
or
or
something? And
I
you
don't
told me at
remember.
6 o'clock that you were going to sleep at 6 o'clock at night.
I can't remember what happened that day. I can't defend myself for that.
Okay.
But I wouldn't lie to you. I'm just not the nature of a person
I'm
that's
not
going to lie to
accusing you of lying to
okay?
me. I'm not
So I will
accusing you of lying
default
to
for
me.
that. So I will default to that. Whatever reason I had at the time probably was legitimate. It's pretty rare that I would cancel something, right? If it wasn't very important. So I don't have time to go back and look at that,
go
but
to
I'm pretty
sleep
sure
at 6
it's my
o'clock at night?
nature.
Do you usually go to sleep
Yeah, I do.
at 6 o'clock at night?
Who knows? Was I fucking sick then or something?
I don't know.
I don't know. It was a year ago.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
I'm not a bad guy in this.
I'm not saying you're a bad guy. I haven't
Factual
accused you of anything.
I know, but you keep like questioning me like I'm under interrogation here. I am repeating third-party information, except for the third-party information that I was on the phone with them, right? And I'll give this same shit to anybody who gives it to me, right? Even fucking George Webb. If he brings up his goddamn BlackBerries to me, he tweeted out today that I had something that I approved of his BlackBerry.
He's always doing stuff like that.
I don't have time right now in 105-degree heat in the middle of Texas, sitting on my bike right now, to worry about George Webb tweeting that I approved the BlackBerry.
I'm not telling you to worry about that. I don't understand why you're getting so upset.
But does it sound to you like I approve of the BlackBerries? No.
It sounds to me like you're getting very upset.
And if I had time, I would correct him, but I don't have time to correct him, right? I'm upset because I'm 105 degrees right now in the heat, sitting on my bike.
Okay.
Not making time there.
Okay, all right. Let me
speak to you.
Let me let you go.
Because I do appreciate everything. I'm taking my time to speak with you here, and I've just lost a half hour probably on the road.
I'll let you go. I don't.
And that's a big deal.
Okay, I don't mean to use up your time, man. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on because there's a lot of strange things.
I got 2.5 days of driving and of riding, and this ride. It's not the most comfortable bike. It's not a trike I'm on. My feet, I don't have the pads on my feet and shit. So I'm stopping about every hour, try to take a 10-minute smoke, maybe tweet. And you caught me on this, so I was going to, I'm just being nice and talking to you,
no
like
problem.
I said.
All right, I don't want to take up your time.
I'm also hot as shit right now, so you'll have to excuse me for that. Literally, I swear to God, it's 105 degrees. I'm sitting in the baking sun talking to you.
I don't doubt it.
I can't have a debate right now.
Okay.
And if you had a debate with me, it's not going to end well because I'm freaking in a really bad mood anyway.
But why? I'm not debating you.
Mood.
I'm just trying to find some.
No, I'm just saying.
Okay, listen.
I'm just saying. You caught me
I don't want you to be in a bad
anyway,
mood.
so.
I don't want to waste your time while you're driving somewhere.
So excuse that, if you will. All right.
Yeah.
No problem. Hopefully you can excuse that.
It's fine.
Understanding. But I do have to get back on the road.
Okay.
I think you should be really careful, right?
Of what?
If you're going to go out on this, double check everything.
That's what I'm doing. That's why I called you.
Don't be so sure about her mom, though, all right?
I'm not sure about her mom. I'm asking you if you know anything about what's going on with the mom.
I'm not sure about her either.
I'm not sure about anything, but I am sure that Ohio announced no grand juries as of March. So the fact that there would be a grand jury indictment in April sounds incorrect to me. I'm not sure of any of this.
It sounds fishy as shit, doesn't it? Everything.
It just sounds wrong, is what it sounds like. And I don't know if every time somebody gets accused of burglary, if that requires a grand jury. I'm not a lawyer, so I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
You and I know. The only thing you and I or anybody knows is that as they were uploading that video, the cops came and snatched
I don't even know that.
an issue that happened a long time ago.
I don't know that. I don't know that. I've heard that.
Well, I think we do know that. It was some sort of an indictment.
Not we. Maybe you. I don't. I'm trying to figure out every aspect of this because none of this makes sense. And everything that I know is through the internet.
Well, you work on it. You work on it, and you know, if you want to go after her mom, I'm just saying
I'm
I
not
don't know
going
the
after
information,
anybody. I'm just saying I was looking at the internet
but
and
I would
somebody
say
said that her
just
mom posted that it was an arrest due to a proper allegation.
mhm.
That's all I
Hey,
know. Someone told me that.
I'm not trying to push Tori shit, but maybe you should listen to Tori stuff tonight at 7. Right? I don't push her shit. I don't get anything from her
Uh-huh.
whatsoever. Like I said, I don't even fucking know her. Right?
Right. Right.
Um, uh, you know,
Well,
she's
can you give
way
me
over
some
money, but
idea of what it
she's
is that she's going to say?
out there. Probably going to say that. Well, I can't, right? Because
Okay.
that's wrong. But
Why is that wrong?
just because I told her I wouldn't say anything,
Oh, all right.
right? But just trust me. Trust me. I said, you know, I actually did say some things, even though I said I wouldn't. So trust me. It's going to be interesting. If what Tori is saying is true,
But you
which I
said you
can't,
have
you
no
know, I
reason to
caveat
trust her.
everything.
You said you have no reason to trust
No,
her. So why should I
I
even
said,
watch it?
I
I'm
just said,
interested in the arraignment on Monday.
mm,
I don't care what Tori is going to say tonight.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
interested in the
Okay. Well,
arraignment
hey,
and
I
what
got to
she's
hit the
accused.
road, man.
Okay.
All right. Hey, I'm going to hit the road. You have a good one. If you want to do an interview or something, let me know.
Okay.
I will
When?
be more than happy to. I'm setting a bunch of them up right now.
Okay. All right. Well,
So,
let me know
yeah.
when you land somewhere where you're, in air conditioning in a hotel and we can talk.
Sounds good. I'll talk to you later, Jason.
Bye bye.